Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Wrestling Talk Show here on YouTube.com. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into today's topic. I have some news and information for you guys on Finn Balor. Removed himself from the WWE Performance Center. Also, an NXT superstar talent is going to be debuting at the 2017 Royal Rumble in the Alamo Dome, guys. 2017. I got some news and information for you guys on that as well. So let's get into it, guys. RingsideNews.com is reporting it on Finn Balor. While speaking to the UK Sun, Finn Balor made the following remarks about his recovery from surgery and being away from WWE. Finn Balor said, "This is the first bit of time off I've had in about 10 years. 10 years. He's never had this time off before in 10 years. To have this unfortunate break, which I wish it didn't happen." Ladies and I wish this didn't happen. I wish this did not happen and take place for Finn Balor. Listen, I love Finn Balor. He is a good performer. He's a hard worker. He is good in the ring. I love Finn Balor. This guy is over in NXT. He is one of my favorite NXT champions. And then he comes to the main roster. And he became the WWE Universal Champion and beat Seth Rollins. And I was so happy for him. This guy deserved it. He was marketable for the company. He definitely was the face of the company. And he was over. The guy drew me in. And he was 36 years old. And this guy had his moment. Okay, from being at New Japan Pro Wrestling, being with the Bullet Club. Okay, and now he's a rising star. He was awesome in NXT, and then he becomes a WWE Universal Champion. He got his moment at SummerSlam, which is a huge pay-per-view. Okay, and I love Finn Balor. He draws me in when he is the demon. I love his music. I love the smoke. I love the demon. You know, he draws me in how he works in the ring. He works well in the ring as well. Now back to what Finn Balor said. I haven't learned you have to make a positive out of a negative, and I have to learn a lot of the last couple of months. I have learned a lot, he said. I think being able to not worrying about around me has helped. If I cannot affect the situation, I can take myself out of it. Well, he was supposed to come back at the Royal Rumble next year. And that would have been a good idea for Finn Balor. There was news going around, if he was going to return. There was stuff saying he was not going to be able to come back. There was stuff going around that he was able to return, that he was going to be able to be back to WWE and return back at the Royal Rumble, which that would have been a huge pop. That would have been a good idea because, Finn Balor coming back and at the Alamo Dome, people would never forget a moment like that where Finn Balor came back and returned at the Alamo Dome, where there's history with the WWE at the Alamo Dome with the Royal Rumble. That would be in the history books for him. Also, it would be a thing for Samoa Joe too if Samoa Joe debuted at the Royal Rumble. That would be in the history books as well. He would get a huge pop as well. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Think about it. Samoa Joe debuting and Finn Balor returning. That would be huge. Now, I don't pay much attention to the news of what's happening in politics, and I applied that wrestling because it's not important to me right now. What is important to me is getting my show to 100% right, so I took myself out of the WWE Performance Center and took myself down to Birmingham, Alabama, where they are leading one of the specialists in the shoulder rehabilitation, and working 7 hours a day try to make myself back to make it back to WrestleMania. So he took himself out of the Performance Center, and I respect that. Okay, the guy's, trying to figure out a better way to get better for his shoulder. He wants to get back in the ring and be 100%. So that's the stuff going on with Finn Balor. Also, an NXT guy is going to be debuting. It's being planned for the Royal Rumble. RingsideNews.com is reporting it. Tye Dillinger may be making his main roster debut very soon. We have been told that WWE officials have been talking about having Tye Dillinger possibly making his main roster debut at the upcoming Royal Rumble event in the 30-man Battle Royal match. While plans could always change, there's a lot of talk of having him be the 10th entrant in the match. 10, 10, 10. Which would make a lot of sense considering his chant is over. Well, in NXT it is. The company feels that his 10 chant that has caught an NXT event will be the next big thing, similar to What and the Yes chants. Ladies and gentlemen, I love Tye Dillinger. He's a hard worker. He's a good performer. He's so over in NXT. And the 10 chant is over. I love the 10 chant. 10, 10, 10. I love it. He's a hard worker. He's good in the ring. I like this guy. The guy could be a WWE NXT champion. I'd have no problem with Tye Dillinger debuting at the Royal Rumble because there was stuff going around and news going on and I reported to you guys on the show that Tye Dillinger was going to be there. Miz and Tye Dillinger are feuding right now on Twitter right now. They were going at it and tweeting each other back and forth. And Tye Dillinger and the Miz would be a better feud and a better match, in my opinion, than having Dean Ambrose versus the Miz. Because the Miz is a heel right now. He's a great heel. He's a good heel. He's an awesome heel on SmackDown Live right now. And then when you put Tye Dillinger in the mix, that's going to be good for him. See, Tye Dillinger would do good on SmackDown Live. He would get used good. The guy he would be treated right. They would push him right. They wouldn't rush this guy. He has talent. He's gifted. And he's over with the What chant was over, man. When Stone Cold came out every single night on Raw or SmackDown and said, what? The fans did it too. He got a reaction over it. Tye Dillinger is getting a reaction over it. And when you put him to SmackDown Live, I really do think that Tye Dillinger would get over on SmackDown Live. Now, him being part of the Royal Rumble and him being number 10, that would be awesome. Okay? I get it. People say, well, Tye Dillinger shouldn't come to the main roster right now because he's not ready. He hasn't been an NXT champion right now. I respect that. I get that. But Miz and Tye Dillinger would be a good feud. It would be interesting. I would love to see it. I would pay to see that happen. I would book that match for creative plans. I would book that. Okay? I would have Tye Dillinger screw over the Miz at the Royal Rumble. If not, then have him debut at the Royal Rumble. I'd have no problem with him debuting at the Royal Rumble. I think it's a good way for him to debut. So, that's my thoughts. Those are my opinions. I want Tye Dillinger to debut at the Royal Rumble. I want it to happen. It should happen. And I think he'd get over at the Royal Rumble. But those are my thoughts, guys. Until then, follow me on social media, Twitter, at The Talk Show 101, to keep up to date with my show. Click at The Talk Show 101. The link will be in the description for you guys below. Click that red bell if you haven't. And also, if you're new to the channel, you're watching right now, click that red subscribe button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the show for all topics in wrestling. Till then, guys, articles below, and I'll check you guys on the next show. Subscribe.